Hello student, today we will learn about compounds. Yes my dear students, we have already seen chemical classification of matter, that is pure substances and compound. We have already seen pure substances. Pure substances can be classified into two types of classification, that is my elements and compound. We have seen already that element can be classified into metal, non-metal and metalloids. Now student, in this class we will talk about compounds. First of all, if I want to know something about the compound, let's try to understand what are compounds. Yes my dear students, we have already seen what are compounds. Generally, compounds are those substances which are made from the two or more than two elements if they combine chemically in a proper manner, or you can see a proper ratio. Okay, in a fixed ratio also. I have already shown you, and we are all aware about the water molecule. Water molecule is an example of my compound here. How it is possible? See here, two elements are combining, hydrogen and oxygen, in a proper ratio. H2O, 2 hydrogen, 1 oxygen. By mass, if I am going to find out, you will find the ratio of 1:8. Okay, so whatever the sample you have, water sample you have, you will find the by mass, you will find 1:8. So these are called my compounds. Okay, so two elements, more than two elements, they are going to combine. Say for example, if I want to show you one more compound in which more than two elements are there, so that is my C6H12O6. Okay, in this compound you will see that, you can see here three elements are involved here, carbon, hydrogen and oxygen, and you can see here they are combining in a fixed manner. They are combining in a fixed, or you can say a proper ratio also. So these are my compound. Now after learning about the compounds, we should talk about the types of compound also. So generally when I am talking about chemistry, when I am talking about compounds, I have two broad classification of compounds here. One is organic compounds, one is my inorganic compound. So my dear student, let's try to learn more about the inorganic and the organic compound. First, we will talk about inorganic compounds. So inorganic compounds are mostly obtained from non-living sources such as rocks and minerals. Okay, basically inorganic compounds are obtained from the non-living sources. Okay, and mostly they are obtained from the rocks and minerals. For example, sodium chloride, common table salt, marble, that is calcium carbonate, and that is my ammonia NH3. So as you can see here, they are obtained from the non-living sources, and generally they are obtained from the earth crust. Fine, organic compounds. So what are the organic compounds? Generally they are obtained from the living organism or living beings, for example plants and animals also. After that, it contains carbon as an essential constituent. Yes my dear student, in all the organic compounds you will find the carbon. Okay, in all organic compounds. You cannot find an organic compound without having carbon. So in all organic compounds, you will find carbon is one of the integral element there. Okay, so these are all also called the carbon compounds. Yes my dear student, organic compounds are also called the carbon compound, because in every organic compound you will find carbon only. Examples, yes my dear, I have millions and trillions of examples here. I can show you here. The very first thing is methane gas, that is my ethane also, propane, alcohols, ether, amides, carboxylic acids. Anyone, I can give you more about it. So what we have seen here, we have seen the compound, we have seen the classification of compound also. Classification of compound, two types, organic and inorganic compound. Okay, inorganic compound is generally obtained from the, we can say artificially, or you can say from the non-living sources, and organic compounds are obtained from the living beings. So what we have seen the classification of compounds. Okay. Now after that we need to talk about the characteristics. Okay. Now what are the characteristics of compound here? A pure compound is composed of the same elements. Okay. Let's say for example water. If I am having only water sample, so you will find same kind of elements in that. If I am having only carbon dioxide, so I will get only carbon dioxide, means I will find only carbon and oxygen in that. Fine, a pure compound is homogeneous in nature. Homogeneous means, for example, I told you that if I am having a glass of water, in that you will find only water molecule. You go for any portion of it. You take water from top, you take water from the bottom one, you take water from the middle portion. In every case, in every scenario, you will find the hydrogen and oxygen, and you will find only and only water molecule. That is the, see, uniform distribution is there. A chemical compound is formed as a result of chemical reaction between the constituent elements. If I am going to combine chemically hydrogen and oxygen, they will form water molecule. If I am going to combine chemically sodium and chlorine, so they will give me sodium chloride. So chemical combination must be there if I want to go form any compound here. Properties of the compound are altogether different from the elements from which they are made. Yes, my dear, this is very important point. You should learn about this. Thing is that, see, you take the previous example, sodium. Sodium is very reactive element. If I am going to throw this sodium in water, it is going to catch fire. Chlorine is a kind of gas which is used for killing microorganisms. Generally in swimming pools, we have seen this chlorine gas. It has very sharp, pungent smell. If I am going to mix all together, I will get NaCl, that is my common table salt having the white color, and I am using this NaCl on daily basis in my food. So see here, compounds are altogether different from the, see, my NaCl is entirely different from my sodium and entirely different from my chlorine also. So here the point is very important. Even you can see with the hydrogen also, you can see with the oxygen, they are going to make a water molecule. Here you can see the carbon also, you can see the oxygen also. So CO2 properties are entirely different from carbon and oxygen. Water's molecule, its property is entirely different from hydrogen and oxygen, my dear. So my dear student, we have already seen about the compound and its characteristics. In the next class, I will come with a new topic with you. So till then,